This is your home for the Trojans. Girard Sports Live.
Snap and leans forward, and that's touchdown number 4 for Scott Moore.
Girard Sports Live is presented by Crawcan, your community technology partner. Learn more at ckt.net.
Brooks, throw over to Adolph, quickly down inside, wrap around Boatman, found herself in the right place, foul, and the bucket!
He'll try a 3 and hits. Adolph with it up top, being guarded by Gass. Girard down the lane, off the glass, and good. Nice instinct by Adolph to just take it to the bucket.
Fielded on the short hop, fires this one across. Able to throw the runner out by a step and a half.
Pitch to the outside to Ashbacher. Gets a good block on the outside, and he's in for the touchdown.
It's time for the Trojans. On your home for Girard High School Athletics. Girard Sports Live. Girard Sports Live.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome out to Columbus High School, Columbus, Kansas, for the championship game of the Kansas Class 3A Sub-State, the Columbus Sub-State, that is. I'm Josh Lettner. Alongside me, Carson Cobb. We've been battling a little bit of technical difficulties tonight, and we'll continue with that. As you can see with our scoreboard and clock, if I can't get it worked out, I'll just give you score and time as often as I can. The setup's kind of weird here in Columbus, but we're going to persevere no matter what. Girard Sports Live is brought to you by Crawcan, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get Gigabit, the fastest internet in Southeast Kansas, with Crawcan. To learn more, go to ruralfiber.org or see everything Crawcan has to offer at ckt.net. The Trojan girls coming into tonight's game at 20-2, taking on Burlington squad that's coming in at 13-6. These two teams met earlier this year at the Burlington Invitational, and I have my notes on that somewhere here. Girard came out on top in that one, and hoping for a similar result tonight. The winner goes to the Kansas Class 3A State Championships in Hutch this year, and the Trojans certainly trying to punch their ticket tonight, but they're going to have their work cut out for them against the experienced and talented Burlington team who've made the long road trip down from Coffee County to take on the Trojans here tonight. We'll step away for a quick break. We'll get you your keys to the game, your starting lineups as we get closer to tip-off from here in Columbus. Trojans and Wildcats coming up on Girard Sports Live.
Why settle for less than the best? Crawcan's Gigabit fiber optic internet is now available to Pittsburgh, Frontenac, and Fort Scott, and many rural areas in between. Crawcan has the best speeds, the best reliability, the best service, the best support, and is overall the best value on all ultra-high-speed internet. If you want the best home internet connecting as many devices, all without equipment rentals, contracts, or overages, it is the time to switch to the best. It's time to switch to Crawcan.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years, with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust, federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
tries to make something out of nothing. The Trojans all over him. It's going to be a big loss on the play.
A Trojan sack means $1 short stacks at Eastside Cafe. Kick off your day with a hearty breakfast or take that midday break at Eastside Cafe. And this fall, when the Trojans get a sack, you get $1 short stacks the next day. Eastside Cafe, a favorite of the 4 states winner. Go Trojans from Eastside Cafe.
Since 1918, GN Bank has been the heart of our community. Big enough to meet all your banking needs, but small enough to offer that personal touch you deserve. From agricultural loans to home mortgages, GN Bank has the expertise, products, and service to help you thrive. With a pledge to treat others ethically, be adaptable, focus on customers, and invest in the communities they serve, GN Bank is committed to your success. The best place to bank and borrow, GN Bank, where community banking truly comes first. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Columbus High School, getting set for tonight's Kansas Class 3A Sub-State Championship game between the Trojans from Girard and the Wildcats from Burlington High School. I'm Josh Lettner, alongside me Carson Cobb. The Trojans coming into tonight's game after a 56-9 win over Baxter Springs in the first round and a 49-23 win over Riverton in the second round to reach tonight's game. Burlington got here by way of a victory over Galena, 47-16, and then over Caney Valley, 50-44 in the first 2 rounds. And they're set to tip it off here tonight. The Trojans coming in as the number 1 overall seed in this bracket. Burlington, the number 4 overall seed in the bracket. And so we should have a pretty good matchup on our hands here tonight. And we do want to let you know that I've already let you know Girard Sports Live is brought to you by Croc Hands. So this is the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust, serving the area for over 30 years. Stop in soon to pick up your very own Girard Trojan Instant Issue Mascot Debit Card. Community National Bank and Trust is a proud supporter of Girard Schools. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. All right, we're going to talk keys to the game, brought to you by Evans Motors. Get the keys to your next ride with a stop at Evans Motors. Nate and Eddie have decades of experience getting folks into the right car, truck, van, or SUV that's right for them and their family. Stop by and see them at the intersection of Highways 69 and 400 just south of Pittsburgh, or see their full selection online at evansmotors.net. So for the Trojans, as usual, it all hinges on their defense, which they usually turn into offense. And they're going to have to play great defense tonight against an experienced Burlington squad and battle hard under the bucket. Looking at Burlington out warming up on the floor right now. The Wildcats have a good amount of size, and so Erica Boatman, Maddie Kester, and company, Dry Adolph as well, will have to work hard under the boards and battle for position tonight against this Burlington squad, and then also be aggressive going to the bucket, try and get some of these girls into foul trouble, get yourself to the line with an opportunity to score points without any opposition. And then, of course, timely outside shooting. That doesn't hurt anything either. But for the Trojans, we've seen all year long, it hinges on the defense. So if the Trojans can fluster Burlington, get them out of rhythm, hurry them up on the defensive end, then things will probably go well for the Girard Trojans. Those keys to the game were brought to you by Evans Motors. We'll step away for a quick break. When we come back, we'll get you the starting lineups as we're about 7.5 minutes away from tip-off. Trojans and the Wildcats coming up on Girard Sports Live.
Game number 1 between Burlington and Girard. Now's a great time to head out to the concession stand, get yourself something to drink, something to eat. We got the shredded popcorn, we got the nachos, we got the hot dogs.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
If you're in the market to buy or sell a house, land, or commercial space, look no further than Lehman Realty. Locally owned and operated, Jason Lehman and his staff are ready to meet the needs of every client. When it comes to your listing, you can trust that Lehman Realty will take the time to get to know you and your property. Lehman Realty is a proud supporter of Girard Trojan Athletics. Learn more at www.lehmanrealty.net or call Jason at 620-724-8020.
The first one here is a 2017 Ford Focus with only 21,000 miles. That one's not for sale though. I'm going to probably keep that one. Hi, my name's Eddie. 2016 Chevy Malibu with only 13,000 miles, but I might hang on to that one too. So let me show you the next one. Ford F-150, but that one's going to stay with me too. So let's go down to the next one here. Hi, I'm Eddie. 2017 F-150, so we have 3 of them. I could probably let that one go. Hi, my name's Eddie. 2015 Ford Transit Cargo. I'm going to keep that one because I have to move here soon. But the rest of them, you're welcome to come out and look at. And I think you'd like a lot of them. We appreciate your business.
Are you tired of waiting for your internet to load at a snail's pace? Or feeling like your connection is slower than a sloth's morning routine? Maybe your current internet feels as speedy as a sunbathing turtle. Well, say goodbye to the slow lane and welcome to Crawcan Fiber Optic Internet, where we leave the slow movers in the dust. You'll zoom through the web faster than Sharky being swarmed by his adoring fans. Crawcan Fiber Optic Internet, because life's too short to wait for slow connections.
Producers Cooperative Association is the area leader in providing quality agricultural products, services, and markets. PCA has what you need to maximize your operation with a full-service agronomy department, grain origination, handling and storage, bulk fuels and lubricants, propane, a jam-packed farm store, and livestock feeds in bulk or bagged. PCA is proud to call Girard home and to support Trojan Athletics. Stop by or see more online at pcacoop.com. Call service is outstanding in their field. especially for those that are stuck, well, out standing in their field. Coles carries a wide selection of farm, industrial, and heavy-duty tires, all from the best brands in the business. And they've got farm service trucks ready to go. Plus, Coles continues to be the place folks go for car and truck tires, repairs, oil changes, and so much more. If you're in the market for new tires in Southeast Kansas, make the right call to Coles Service, 620-724-4121. See more at ColesServiceLLC.com.
Hydrix, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Samsung savings. Leave notes, sync calendars, and display your photos on the new Samsung Family Hub refrigerator. Plus, get free same-day delivery. Why shop for appliances where the motto is do-it-yourself when you can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day?
The only thing better than our price is our service. Hydrix, Fort Scott, and Girard.
Welcome back to Columbus High School. Columbus, Kansas getting set for tip-off tonight between the Girard Trojans and the Burlington Wildcats. This is the championship game of the Columbus, Kansas Class 3A Sub-State Tournament. Let's get you your starting lineups. First, for the Burlington Wildcats, they'll start number 0, sophomore guard Alexa Spelcher. Number 21, senior Grace Burke. Number 22, sophomore Mac Medlock. Number 23, junior Hattie Bergio. And number 25, junior JC Belcher. For the Girard Trojans, they'll start number 11, 5'8", senior Jariah Adolph. Number 12, 5'8", sophomore Kennedy Keller. Number 14, 5'9", junior Maddie Kester. Number 22, 5'6", sophomore Carson O'Rand. And number 23, 5'9", junior Erica Boatman. Our starting lineups are brought to you by the Jagged Edge. Trojans will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at the Jagged Edge. Stylist Carla Sands will have you looking your best for your next big game. Make an appointment soon by calling 620-724-7500. All right, getting set for the national anthem here in Columbus. I think I'll take a gamble and try and stretch in this final break of the pregame show. We'll see you on the other side for tip-off. Trojans and the Wildcats coming up after the break. You're watching Trojan Basketball on Girard Sports Live.
In Hutchinson, we'd like to welcome you to 3A Sub-State Girls Championships tonight. Between the first game will be the Burlington High School Lady Cats
A partner in your fields and in your success. That's what you get with Murphy Seed. Channel seedsman Matt Murphy knows your fields and can recommend the elite seed products designed to perform in your area, maximizing the profitability of every acre. With Murphy Seed, you'll get year-round, hands-on, customized service. To learn more, call Murphy Seed at 620-249-6419. Your partner at every stage. Matt Murphy and Murphy Seed.
Community National Bank and Trust has been serving the area for more than 30 years with a strong commitment to the highest quality leadership and banking services. Missing that human touch with your bank? Come talk to a real person at Community National Bank and Trust. We're your local bank that's small enough to know you, yet big enough to offer the best products. Community National Bank and Trust. Federally insured, locally awesome. Member FDIC.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com.
Welcome back.
14, Addison Kester.
Welcome back to Columbus High School, Columbus, Kansas.
And number 23 is Erica Boatman. The Trojans are coached by the assistants Jessica River and Kristen Gregg.
Getting set for tonight's Kansas Class 3A Sub-State Championship matchup between the Girard Trojans and the Burlington Wildcats. I'm Josh Lettner, alongside me Carson Cobb, and we're wrestling computers tonight, so hopefully we can get this one to you in some recognizable fashion. Trojans getting set to tip it off. Tonight's opening tip brought to you by Farmers Bank. Farmers Bank's proud to have helped with the growth and development of the communities we serve. Farmers Bank's looking forward to a brighter tomorrow. Farmers Bank with locations in Hepler, Walnut, St. Paul, and Girard. Trojans control the tip. Comes down to Boatman. Now Adolph with it on the wing to Maddie Kester. She'll swing it around to O'Rand and to Keller. The pass too high off the hands of Kester, but it will stay with Girard. And I got a funky angle on it, but I think that Trojans got the benefit of that one. And now O'Rand to inbound it from the baseline. Tries to get it in over the top, and it ends up with Erica Boatman working baseline against Grace Burke. She'll kick it back out. Burke with a little bit of a height advantage on Erica. Not too bad, though. And, whoa. Kester with it now on the wing. And she's going to be whistled for a double dribble, and that will turn it over. And Trojans probably should have turned it over on that pass that ended up out of bounds. And so this might just be the basketball gods evening things out here. And Burlington will have it. Coming out of the timeout, they turn it right back over to the Wildcats. And there's a held ball, or should be. And that'll favor Burlington. They'll keep it. And the Wildcats will inbound it as Alexa Splector, getting ready to throw this one in from the baseline. I'll get it right eventually by somewhere in the third quarter. Now JC Belcher with it. She'll give it back to Splector at the free throw line. She'll kick it out to Grace Burke. Thought about a three. Now she drives in the lane, kicks it out. Shot on the way from Bergio. Nope, she kicks it into the corner. And Belcher drives into the lane. Shot on the way, tipped around, no good. Rebound tracked down by Maddie Kester. Now Kester will hit the brakes. Gets it to Kennedy Keller, driving baseline off the glass. Keller's shot no good. Rebound Adolph. Put back is good for the Trojans. And they're out to a 2-0 lead. We apologize for the scoreboard camera. We may or may not get that one sorted out. 6:32 to play first quarter. Trojans leading it by 2. This is Belcher with it. Now Splector will give it up to Grace Burke. And they work it around the perimeter. Burke thought about a three. Now she'll put it on the floor. And is whistled for a travel as she ended up taking too many steps. She kind of got tangled up with Jeriah Adolph down there along the baseline. And the Trojans get it back by way of the turnover. And Adolph will handle it up the floor for Girard. Against some half-court pressure, she's picked up right at the timeline. Keller with it up top. Kennedy working into Grace Burke. There's going to be a foul down low as Erica Boatman will earn a trip to the line for the first time tonight.
Number 21, Grace Burke.
They whistle that one on Grace Burke. That's her first team foul on Burlington. Boatman hits the first. So Eric into the scoring column. And she hits them both. Trojans leading at 4-0. 5:53 to play first quarter. Alexa Splector will handle it up the floor for Burlington at the logo at the center court. Puts it on the floor. She's cut off by O'Rand. Will kick it around to Bergio. Now around the baseline. Shot on the way, tipped around, no good. Put back, no good. Another rebound offensively for Burlington. Trojans unable to get to the loose ball. And the Wildcats with a third shot at it as Medlock drives into the lane. She's going to be fouled, and she'll earn a trip to the stripe. Oh, no. Yeah, it was a shooting foul. She'll be at the free throw line. And they whistle that one on Boatman. That's her first. And Erica's got to be careful to stay out of foul trouble in this one, because Burlington's going to put a lot of pressure on the post players for Girard tonight. Medlock's first shot, no good.
Number 22, Medlock.
Medlock steps in the line. Deep breath. Second shot on the way is good. So the Trojans leading by 3. 5:24 to play first quarter. They lead at 4-1. Now Adolph with it in the corner. Loses her balance. Ends up on her backside. And they're going to call, is that a held ball? And I think they called a held ball, and it'll stay with the Trojans by way of the possession arrow. Now O'Rand inbound from the baseline. Inbound bounce pass picked off. Intended for Kester. Looking down low. Now they get it up top to Bergio. Shot on the way from Burke. No good. But right there for the rebound and the putback is Mac Medlock, and that's what I mean about the Trojans having to battle for good rebound position tonight against a very active player like Medlock. And Keller's going to pick up that one. That's her first.
To the line for Burlington's number 22, Mac Medlock. Taking it for Girard will be number 10. Marley Sisney.
Marley Sisney into the game for the Trojans. This roster from Burlington's nearly impossible to read. It's a black and white copy with their logo under the lettering. As Boatman goes down the lane for 2, she's got 4 points. Trojans leading by a pair.
Boatman for 2.
Coming back the other way, Alexis Splector will get it over to Medlock. Medlock spinning into the lane, kicks it out. Back around, shot on the way for Dockman. And she hits the 3, and Burlington with their first lead of the night. 7-6 of the Trojans. 4:20 to play first quarter. Kester gives it up to Keller, way out beyond the three-point line. Sisney with it now. Marley gives it up to Carson O'Rand as the Trojans running this motion offense, trying to get a chink in this defense here. Boatman puts it on the floor. Dribbles to her right. Now she'll give it up to Kester. Back to Sisney in the corner. Sisney dribbles out of the corner. Back to O'Rand, top of the key. No shot clock, so the Trojans could take, I don't know, the rest of the game with this one, but they do need to score because they're trailing by 1. Boatman kicks it out. Keller for three. Off the mark. Rebound comes down to Bergio. And again, the Trojans not good rebounding position under the bucket, and Burlington able to come away with it. This is Grace Burke with it. And there's a travel as Bergio took a step before dribbling, and that'll give it back to the Trojans, trailing by 1, 3:27 to play in the first quarter. O'Rand will handle it up the floor for the Trojans. 3:20 to play first quarter. Girard trailing by 1. O'Rand for three, short of the mark. And the sight lines are a little bit weird in here for the shooters. It's a different kind of gym than the Trojans have been playing in so far in this sub-state tournament. And they're going to have to adapt to the surroundings here quickly. Medlock's shot, no good. Gets her own rebound. Her putback is blocked, and Adolph comes away with the deflection. Now O'Rand handling it up the floor, looking for a cutting Keller instead. Around the horn to Sisney. Now to Keller on the far side. Her pass deflected, but Boatman tracks it down. Erica steps back into a three. No good. Rebound comes down to Bergio, and Medlock looking to push for Burlington. Into the corner to Dockman. And she's whistled for a travel. Couldn't quite figure out which one was going to be the pivot foot. And that turns it back over to the Trojans. 2:29 to play first quarter. Not a lot of scoring here as the Trojans still trailing 7-6. As Girard's had a real hard time fighting the rage from outside here in this gym in Columbus. Boatman with it. Deep on the wing. Gets it down low to Sisney. Marley's too deep under the bucket. Loses the dribble. And luckily it was touched by a Burlington defender, and the Trojans will hang on to it. Girard a little bit out of sorts to start this one here in this sub-state championship game. Little bit of nerves. O'Rand to inbound it. Gets it into Adolph up top. Now O'Rand handling it up top, being guarded by Bergio. I'm sorry, being guarded by Belcher. Now O'Rand gets it back. A lot of contact down low with Belcher. And Burlington comes away with the rebound as O'Rand just took the contact, kind of threw it up there. No call from the official. Now Belcher with it over to Dockman. She's going to take another three. That one no good off the back iron, but the long rebound comes right back to her as she follows her shot. Now Medlock with it up top, working against Kennedy Keller. They get it up top to Splector, driving, shot off the glass, no good. And it's going to be a foul against the Trojans. We'll wait and see who it's on.
Foul's on Girard, number 10, Marley Sisney.
It's going to go against Sisney. That's her first. Third team foul on Girard.
So first, team third.
So Splector will inbound from the baseline. Over the top, gets it to Dockman. They'll swing it around to Belcher. Back to Dockman, looking for a three. That was a travel. Gets away with it, dribbles into the lane, kicks out to Splector down the lane. Now back out to Belcher. Into the corner. Back to Splector. And the Trojans playing a man-to-man defense and working through a lot of picks. Into the corner now. This is Belcher again with it, dribbling out. Kicks it to Dockman, who thought about a three. Now she dribbles to the top of the key. Again, looking around, thought about it. Now she kicks it into the corner to Splector. This is a long possession for Burlington. Burke with it into the corner. And Bergio will dribble back out. They try to go over the top. Burke with it down low, back out to Bergio. Skip pass into the corner. Shot on the way from Burke, nothing but air. And loose ball comes down to Maddie Kester for the Trojans. And Carson O'Rand will handle it up the floor for Girard. Now up top to Boatman, top of the key. Nobody under the bucket right now for the Trojans as Boatman working her way down low, kicks it out to Sisney. Marley drives baseline. She's cut off, kicks into the corner. Shot on the way off the mark for O'Rand as the Trojans haven't adapted to the environment yet as Oran gets pushed down by Splector, but I think she's going to pick up the foul.
Fouls on Girard, number 22, Carson Oran. That's her first team fourth.
That's Oran's first personal.
Checking up for Girard is going to be number 12, Kennedy Keller.
Fourth team foul on the Trojans. Kennedy Keller back into the game. Oran will sit. So it's Sisney, Boatman, Kester, Adolph, and Keller on the floor right now for the Trojans. That shot blocked. The right to Burlington, and that's going to end the first quarter. Trojans trailing by 1, 7-6. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back to watch the Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live.
When it comes to your health care, you have a choice. Choose to stay local. Choose Girard Medical Center. For over 100 years, Girard Medical Center has been a part of the community, and they work every day to meet the healthcare needs of those they serve. With 6 locations in Southeast Kansas and an ever-expanding list of inpatient and outpatient services, you just don't have to travel anymore to get quality cutting-edge care, including many services you won't find elsewhere. Proud to serve Girard and the surrounding area. Learn more at girardmedicalcenter.com.
Welcome back to Columbus High School. Trojans trailing by 1 after 1. The Splector will handle it as Burlington has the ball to begin this second quarter. Medlock with it up top, working against Kennedy Keller. Tries to shoot over Keller, way off the mark. Rebound comes straight down to Boatman, off the backboard. Erica will handle it up the floor for Girard, kicks it around to Jariah Adolph. Adolph kind of dribbling around trying to set the offense, almost lost her dribble. Now kicks it to Sisney. Marley at the top of the key. Back over to Adolph, now to Keller on the wing, guarded by Medlock. Around to Kester. Now Adolph with it on the wing, back to Maddie. Drives, kicks out to Sisney, passed up an open 3, into the lane, little runner, no good. Rebound comes down to Medlock, and Burlington with it back here, leading by 1, 7:03 to play, second quarter. Belcher with it. Oh man, that didn't look comfortable. And now Splector with it out on the wing. Kicks it out to Burke. She'll dribble into the lane. Back to Burke down low, working against Boatman. Her shot blocked, and it comes down to Maddie Kester. So that's about the third block of the game for Erica Boatman. If she keeps up at this pace, she might end up with a triple-double. Boatman dribbling into the lane, working, a lot of contact, no foul. Kester, more contact on the rebound. I guess just knock him down. That shot no good, at least. What in the heck, man? A lot of contact. I don't think basketball is supposed to be a contact sport, but it is tonight. 6:12 to play, second quarter. Trojans trailing by 1. Nobody scored in quite a while. Maddie Kester trying to change that right here, and does with the big 3. That's Maddie's first bucket of the night. Gives the Trojans a 2-point lead. Burke with it. Kicks it around to Bergio. Thought about a 3. Now back to Splector. And Dockman with it. Kicks it out. Shot on the way from Bergio. Off the mark. Rebound Keller. So at least the Trojans aren't the only team having a hard time shooting in this gym tonight. Adolph up the floor to Boatman. Into the corner. Shot on the way from Kester. Off the mark. Loose ball comes down to Medlock. Quickly ahead. No foul. And Burlington fans not happy about that one, but Boatman comes away with it. for the Trojans, and then kind of a dangerous pass to Jariah Adolph. Timeout on the floor. Coach Herlocker wants to talk it over with his team. 5:12 left to play first half. Trojans leading it by 2, 9-7. We'll step away for a quick break. You're watching Trojan basketball on Girard Sports Live. Well,
The first one here is a 2017 Ford Focus with only 21,000 miles. That one's not for sale though. I'm going to probably keep that one.
Hi, my name's Eddie.
2016 Chevy Malibu with only 13,000 miles, but I might hang on to that one too. So let me show you the next one. Ford F-150, but that one's going to stay with me too. So let's go down to the next one here.
Hi, I'm Eddie.
2017 F-150, so we have 3 of them. I could probably let that one go.
Hi, my name's Eddie.
2015 Ford Transit Cargo. I'm going to keep that one because I have to move here soon. But the rest.
welcome back to Columbus High School. Trojans with the ball coming out of the timeout. O'Rand will have it in the backcourt. She'll handle it across the timeline. Gives it up to Kester on the wing. Trying to get it down low to Boatman. Struggles with the pass. Then the shot off the mark. The rebound and put back by Keller is good. First bucket of the night for Kennedy Keller. And the Trojans open up a 5-point lead, their largest of the night. Splector handling into the lane, getting a little bit deep. Her pass deflected by Adolph. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Burlington. Over the top, they'll get it into Grace Burke. Now she'll hand it off to Splector. Dribbling. Now Bergio with it. Over to Dockman. Now Burke with it, driving baseline on Boatman, and got away with the walk there. Shot on the way, no good. Tipped around, out of bounds. It'll stay with Burlington. Off of, let's see which Trojan player it went off of there, but it will stay with the Wildcats. 4:27 to play, first half. Trojans leading it 11-7. In over the top, open shot for Burke. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound, Boatman. Body's hitting the floor. And we've seen many foul calls tonight. Pretty much just letting them play. It's almost like we're playing in a prison. At least it's consistent both ways. So Trojans just need to adapt to the calls they're getting and not getting. Boatman into the lane, spinning. Shot on the way off the glass is good. Erica Boatman goes right to work. She's got 6 points. And timeout Burlington as they want to talk it over. A 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Trojans finally getting something going on the offensive end, and they've been able to open up a 6-point lead on the Wildcats here, as Burlington having just as much of a hard time shooting the ball from outside as the Trojans are. And so fortunately for Girard, both teams playing in an unfamiliar environment tonight. And so far the Trojans with this 6-point lead with just under 4 minutes to play in this first half. And it's been a pretty fast moving first half at that.
Everybody thinks they're funny.
It will be Burlington ball coming out of the timeout. They'll have it on the opposite end of the floor, have to go the length of the floor. As Splector will handle it, guarded up the floor by Carson O'Ran. She'll give it up to Burke. Now Dockman with it. Sorry, Bergio got it to Dockman. Saved inbounds, but right to Jariah Adolph, so another turnover for Burlington, and a good statistician to be keeping track of that, but caught up in the technical difficulties tonight. Lucky I'm getting everybody's points. Kester gets it down low to Boatman, spinning, wheeling, dealing, kicks it back out to Maddie. There's a tie-up, and it will be Trojan ball off the possession arrow. So Girard fortunate to maintain possession there as Boatman got deep down around the trees and on the wrong side of the bucket as far as right hand and left hand side, and just made a dangerous pass out to Maddie Kester. The Trojans fortunate to keep the possession alive as Oran dribbling right into Splector. And Carson not going to get the continuation. That foul's on the floor. And that's Splector's first as she body checked Carson Oran for the third or fourth time and got the call. Carson trying to inbound it over the top to Boatman at the free throw line. She'll toss it to Maddie Kester, now over to Jariah Adolph on the wing. Down low to Keller, working on the block. Keller's turnaround, no good. Saved inbounds by Adolph to Orand, and now Kester into the lane. And Maddie, one too many steps, walks with it, and that'll turn it over to Burlington. Sisney into the game. Jariah Adolph will get a seat. And a chance to catch her breath over on the Trojan bench. 2:53 to play first half. Trojans leading by 6, 13-7. Splector handling it up the floor, being guarded by Orand. Her shot off the glass, no good. Rebound, Sisney. And Orand will handle it up the floor. Now we're down around 2.5 to play first half. Orand down the lane, gets shoved, no call. Ends up with Kester. Her shot no good. Rebound by Bergio. And ahead to Medlock, guarded by Keller, who picks her up outside the three-point line. Medlock trying to cross over, and she walked with it. And that'll give it back to the Trojans. Excellent defense that time down the floor by Kennedy Keller, anticipating that spin move from Medlock.
Checking in for Burlington, number 25, Jason Belcher.
And they'll get a substitution into the game as Belcher into the game once again. And Medlock will take a seat. Sisney gives it up to Boatman. Kind of dribbled into trouble and then got it to Erica to get out of it. Swing it around to Sisney in the corner to Kester. Down low to Boatman, working in the lane. No good. Rebound Keller. Her putback no good. Rebound Boatman. And they're going to call a held ball down low, and it'll be Burlington basketball. The Trojans miss a couple opportunities in the paint. Can't convert. Minute 53 left to play first half. Trojans by 6 over the Burlington Wildcats in a very physical and very low-scoring affair. Trying to get it down low, and they do, and they whistle a foul that time on Maddie Kester. I think if Maddie just gone straight up, of course, might not have got that call, but swatting down at the ball, and that's going to send Grace Burke to the line, and I'm not sure Burke would have made that shot had she got it off cleanly. That's Kester's first team foul on the Trojans in this second quarter. Both teams in this physical rock'em sock'em game, both teams with just one team foul here in the second quarter with a minute 43 to play. That'll let you know how this one's being called. First shot no good for Burke. At times, this one's kind of resembled rugby. Burke's second shot off the mark. Rebound comes down to Bergio. And deflected by Keller. She's off and running. And off the glass and good for Carson Orand after Keller got knocked down in transition. Trojans now with a 6-point lead, or excuse me, an 8-point lead. That one poked away, and that's a foul.
Foul on Girard, number 10, Marley Sisney. That's her second, team second.
That's Sisney's second.
Number 11, Jariah Adolph.
And she'll sit. Adolph back into the game for Girard. Minute 14 to play first half. Trojans on top by 8. Splector to inbound. Gets it into Bergio. Now up top to Dockman. Kicks it out to Splector into the lane. Back out to Bergio. Thinking about a three. Now back to Splector. Puts it on the floor. Out. Dockman thought about it from NBA range. Now she'll kick it over to Burke. Bergio. Dockman thinking about it again. Down low. Tipped around. Saved by Splector. Up top to Burke. Dockman thinking about it. Carried into the lane. Back to Bergio. Her shot no good. Long rebound. Saved inbounds and taken by Keller. Man, if you got a good stiff arm, this is the game for it. Oran tips it out to Boatman. Now back out to Keller. Got the play from the sideline, and Kennedy goes to work. Gives it up to Boatman, driving. Nobody really picks her up, and she's clobbered by Burke, and there's a foul call. And Erica will earn a trip to the line. That's Burke's second. Team second with 12.9 left here in the first half. Boatman misses the first free throw.
Opening for Burlington, number 22, Mac Medlock.
Apologize for the occasional booms. I thought it'd be a good idea to tape our crowd mic to a steel rail. Now Kester with it, off the rebound, off the glass and good. 5 points for Maddie Kester. And there's a foul in the open floor against Carson Oran.
Fouls on Girard, number 22, Carson Oran.
That's 2 on Oran. I don't think anybody's in danger of fouling out in this game, that's for sure. As Bergio set to inbound for Burlington with 5.5 seconds left. First half, Trojans leading by 10. Splector with it off a moving screen. Back to Bergio, and her shot at the buzzer, no good. And the Trojans will take a 10-point lead into the halftime break. We'll take a quick break if we can, and we'll be back with the GN Bank Halftime Show. You're watching Trojan Basketball on Girard Sports Live.
Since 19 Communicating with current and potential customers is a must in the world of business. Advertising is nothing more than communication and an invitation. Look no further than Norris Advertising, offering a wide variety of services from billboards, radio across the 4 states, and digital ad services like ZTV, YouTube, geofencing, streaming, and more beyond the local view. Looking to upgrade your storefront? Norris Advertising is your go-to for local digital sign sales. Norris Advertising. Get your ads to work.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues a Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion rings, chicken and noodles, and so much more. And of course, their delicious homemade pies. Dine in or carry out available. Chicken Annie's of Girard has the best value, flavor, and service in the area. Stop in soon or call for catering. 620-724-4090.
You've enjoyed life. Over the years, your community has become your passion, something you hope future generations get to experience, just as you have. That's why the Girard Area Community Foundation has worked hard to help fulfill charitable goals and inspire generosity, meeting the needs of the communities they serve. Creating a legacy fund with GACF ensures what you leave behind is an effective and lasting improvement in the community you love so dearly. Make plans to visit GirardAreaFoundation.com, preserving traditions for those who follow.
Welcome back to Columbus High School, Columbus, Kansas. At the half, the Trojans lead it by 10, 17-7 over the Burlington Wildcats. I'm Josh Lettner, alongside me, Carson Cobb. I know the graphic says Fredonia. That's because computers hate me, and we're just doing the best we can here tonight. Trojans are playing the Burlington Wildcats. This is not a fifth overtime of the Fredonia game, I guarantee you, even though it feels like we were just doing that a few hours ago. Trojan girls at the half leading Burlington 17-7. This is the GN Bank halftime show, where they've been providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way for over 100 years. Personal, business, or agricultural needs, turn to GN Bank. Learn more at gn-bank.com. Well, it's been an up-and-down game this first half. It hasn't been pretty. It has been extremely physical, and probably a grand total of 12 or 13 points scored in that first quarter. And not a lot scored since then, as the Trojans managed to score just enough in that second quarter to open up this 10-point lead, but they earned every point that they got against a very tough and physical Burlington team and an officiating crew that's just in let-them-play mode. And the Trojans, if you want to run up and down and be physical, that's the kind of game they want to play. And if the officials are going to let it go both ways, then it's all good. And the Trojans lead it now at the break, 17-7. Let's take a first half. That's your eye on the first half, brought to you by Canary Eye Care. As we take a look back at the first half, Canary Eye Care is here to make sure you can see what you're looking at. Canary Eye Care, with locations in Pittsburgh and Girard, is here to help their valued customers. Learn more at canaryeyecare.com. All right, let's take a look at some of these halftime scoring totals, brought to you by B&B Excavating. The numbers don't lie. The dirt's heavy, so trust guys at B&B Excavating to move what needs moving. Specializing in septic systems, waterline install and repair, driveways, rock hauling, and leveling. Call B&B Excavating at 620-724-2735. First, for the Burlington Wildcats, they're led in scoring by Carly Dockman and Mac Medlock. They have 3 points each, and Grace Burke has one on 1 of 2 from the free throw line to round out the scoring for Burlington. A very good defensive first half for the Trojans. For Girard, they're led in scoring by Maddie Kester. Erica Boatman, she's got 6. Maddie Kester has 5. And then Jariah Adolph, Carson O'Rand, and Kennedy Keller have a bucket each to round out the scoring for the Trojans. I'd say we were going to take another break, but I'm afraid to do so because we're only 2 minutes away from tip-off of the second half. Let's just go ahead and, for the sake of the broadcast, let's just keep it right here as the Trojans leading Burlington, not Fredonia, Burlington, 17-7 at the half. And it's been very, very physical is all I can say. If you are just tuning in, you're about to witness a prime example of bully ball and girls basketball, unless the officials have had some sort of philosophical change of heart at the half. We'll wait and see. But the Trojans so far getting the better of it as they lead it by 10 here at the break. The winner goes on to the Kansas Class 3A State Championship Tournament in Hutch. And so the Trojans trying to punch their ticket tonight here against the Burlington Wildcats. And 2 quarters left to play, and the Trojans sitting pretty right now, 17-7. And neither team's done a good job of shooting the ball from the outside. It could be this gym here in Columbus where a lot of teams sometimes have a hard time shooting the ball from the outside, and that's certainly the case tonight for both teams. So, again, as long as it's consistent on both sides, the Trojans are in good shape. Burlington's managed to hit 1 3-pointer, and I think the Trojans have as well. And that's about all from the outside tonight, as everything else has come in the paint for both teams or from the free throw line. And it hasn't exactly been a shooting clinic tonight for either squad, but so far that's worked out just fine for the Trojans as they're leading it by 10 here at the break. And if you're a really good defensive squad and you're up by 10, it really puts the pressure on your opponent coming down the stretch. The original starting 5 out on the floor for both teams. And the Trojans will have the ball to start the second half. Again, computers giving me fits tonight. So the Trojans are playing the Burlington Wildcats, not Fredonia. That's from the boys' game 2 nights ago, and this computer just can't let it go. Boatman with it at the free throw line, looking for somewhere to go with it. It ends up in the hands of Maddie Kester for 3, and Kester drills it. 8 points for Maddie Kester. And the Trojans lead it by 13. Now, Splector working against O'Rand. Pass too high for Medlock. And out of bounds. That'll give it back to Girard. 7.5 to play third quarter. Trojans 20, Wildcats 7. Trojans are playing, again, Burlington, not Fredonia. You can't believe everything you see on the internet. Boatman thought about a 3, almost walked with it, and then O'Rand hurried to pass it, throws it out of bounds, intended for Adolph. And that'll give it right back to Burlington. Trailing by 13, 7:15 to play third quarter. Trojans lead at 20-7. A lot of Frontenac fans filing in here as the Raiders will play in the nightcap tonight. Burke with it on the outside, gives it up to Medlock. Working against Kennedy Keller into the lane. That's a walk. Yep, and she's whistled for the travel. Official right there to make the call, and Burlington turns it right back over to Girard. Under 7 minutes now, third quarter. Trojans trying to add to a 13-point lead. O'Rand with it to Boatman, top of the key. Erica puts it on the floor. Now she picks up her dribble, kicks it back out to O'Rand. Far side to Kester. Maddie probably could have shot that one and passed it up. Now over to Adolph, deep out on the wing, back over to Boatman. Erica puts it on the floor. Runner, no good. Rebound, Kester, put back off the glass, no good. And the rebound comes down to Burke. And over to Splector, and now Burlington with it, coming back the other way under 6.5 to play third quarter. Trojans 20, Wildcats 7. Burke into the lane, kicks it back out. There was a travel that Bergio got away with. Now Belcher with it, back out to Splector. Burke into the corner, shot on the way, off the mark. Rebound comes down to Maddie Kester for the Trojans. Kester gives it up to O'Rand, and Carson will walk it up the floor. 6 minutes to play third quarter. Trojans by 13. We've been there for a while as neither team doing a great job of shooting the ball from the outside, and I blame the venue. Adolph off the mark, off the back iron. Kester comes down with the rebound, knocked down, so much contact. No foul call as Medlock can't handle the pass, and it's out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say a Trojan touched it, and it'll stay with Burlington. I've got a terrible angle on it, so I'm just going to go with the official there. Splector with it, top of the key, guarded by Oran. She puts it on the floor to her left, into the corner now. Back to Splector driving baseline. Her shot off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Kennedy Keller. She's tackled, no foul. And it ends up with Jariah Adolph, and Adolph will handle it up the floor. A lot of contact. They're just letting it go. Keller with it right now. Top of the key, gives it back up to Oran. Directing traffic. Back to Adolph. Jariah puts it on the floor, being guarded very handsy by Medlock. There's a foul as Oran drives to the bucket. She's fouled. I think they're going to get this one on J.C. Belcher. That's her first. And Oran will head to the line to shoot two. Free throws are going to be big for the Trojans. Oran's first shot is good.
Second in for Burlington will be number 3, Kaylee Dockman. And checking in for Girard, number 10,
Marley Sisney into the game for Girard. Dockman into the game for Burlington as Oran hits both free throws. Trojans by 15, 22-7, 5:05 to play third quarter. Splector handling it up the floor. She gives it up to Burke, excuse me. Now Medlock with it, trying to get it down low. A whistle of foul against Boatman. All she did was stand there with her hands straight up in the air. And that constitutes a foul. And the Trojans pick up their first team foul, and that one's on Erica. I believe that's her second.
To the line for Burlington's going to be number 23, Hattie Bergio.
Bergio, first trip to the line tonight. First shot is good. That's the first point of the night for Bergio. Cuts the Trojan lead to 14. 22-8 is the score. As Bergio tries to shave another point off of that Trojan lead. And she rattles it in. Keller handles it across the timeline, kicks it up top to Orand. Carson gets it back over to Keller on the wing. She picks up her dribble. Now Kennedy's going to have to do something with it. Gives it up to Adolph. Back to Orand. Trojans don't need to hurry. Sisney with it. Driving. Marley fouled. And she'll head to the line to shoot two as they're going to whistle that one on Dockman. I believe that's her first.
Fouls on Burlington, number 3, Carly Dockman. That's her first, team second. Field line for guards, number 10, Marley Sisney.
Sisney steps to the line for the first time tonight. Marley's first shot is good. And she hits them both. Stakes the Trojans to a 13-point lead, or I'm sorry, a 15-point lead. With 4.5 to play, third quarter, we're back underway with Splector handling up the floor for Burlington. Again, Trojans are not playing Fredonia. They're playing Burlington tonight, and computers are great. That one intercepted by Keller. She's got a run out. Kennedy off the glass and good. 4 points for Keller. And the Trojans by 17. There's a timeout on the floor. Burlington wants to talk it over. As Coach Erin McGowan trying to get her team a little bit more organized. And I didn't see if it was a 30 or a full. Neither one of us. We'll never know. It's a full. We'll just keep it right here because if I try to play a spot, we don't know what's going to happen. So I'll just stick with what I know. And I know we're on the air right now. We'll just stay right here. despite our technical difficulty, we certainly do appreciate all of the sponsors we've had here for Girard Sports Live and across the Harris Media Services Network. A tremendous level of support here in Girard for these teams year in and year out. And it doesn't go unnoticed. It doesn't go unappreciated. And we certainly thank all of the local businesses and organizations in Girard for their support of these broadcasts every year here on Girard Sports Live. We could not do it without you, and we certainly appreciate all of you. I just don't want to crash this broadcast by trying to play a commercial right now, so that's why we're staying right here, because I assume you'd all rather see the basketball game than a black screen. It will be Burlington ball coming out of the timeout. Splector with it in the backcourt, working against Carson Oran. She'll give it up to now Dockman with it, back around to Burke on the wing, back to Dockman, wide open for three. She'll take it and drills it. Can't leave her out there. That's her second three-point bucket of the night. In fact, she's the only Wildcat to hit a three-point bucket, so the Trojans really need to account for where she is on the floor defensively. Boatman with it at the free throw line. Working into Burke, twisting, turning, battling into the corner. Kester open for three. Maddie off the mark. Long rebound, tracked down by Grace Burke. And now Splector going to try and push it up the floor to Bergio. Now Burke with it again, top of the key. Splector with it, working against Orand. Trojans leading by 14. 26-12 is the score. 3:13 to play. Third quarter. Burlington with it. Dockman over to Burke. Back to Dockman for three, and you got to guard her. We got to guard her. That's 9 points, all of them from beyond the arc for Dockman. Coach Herlocker wants a timeout, 30-second timeout. Hey, you guys see number 3 out there? Make sure you got a hand on her at all times. Don't let her have that open look, because apparently she's the shooter. Trojans still with an 11-point lead as they lead at 26-15 with 3 minutes to play third quarter. But Carly Dockman's made him pay twice in this third quarter for leaving her open at the three-point line. And that's certainly something I'm sure Coach Herlocker is addressing in this brief 30-second timeout. Trojans will have it coming out of the break. They'll inbound from the far end of the floor. And Burlington hasn't pressed yet against the Trojans. They've dropped back into this half-court defense. And they are pretty tough in it. Now it looks like maybe they're going to apply a little bit of pressure as Dockman going to pick up Sisney in the backcourt. Oran working against Splector. Steps back for three and drills it! Carson Oran drives, steps back beyond the arc, and drills the three-pointer. She's got 7, and the Trojans lead it by 14. Burke with it, down low, wide open, was Bergio, and she's got 4 points, and the Trojan lead back down to 12. Kester with it on the wing. Maddie back it into the lane, steps through, shot on the way, no good, and didn't follow her shot. Rebound comes down to Bergio, and now Burlington with it back. 2 minutes and change to play, third quarter. Trojans leading at 29-17. Medlock loses off her foot, and the Trojan player did not touch that, but they don't get the backcourt. Now Medlock handling it, working against Kennedy Keller. She tries to drive baseline, and they're going to whistle a foul against the Trojans. The official on the backside made the call. I think they're going to whistle Marley Sisney with this one. And that's Marley's third. Well, everybody can get away with it but you, Marley. Minute 48 to play third quarter. Trojans lead at 29-17. Grace Burke at the line shooting free throws for Burlington. She misses the first. Adolph checks back into the game. Sisney heads for the bench with her 3 fouls. Marley almost has as many as Burlington as a team. That one rattles in for Burke. She's got 2 points on 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Oran directing traffic. Has it poked away, but right to Maddie Kester, who will dribble it back out to the top of the key. Maddie directing traffic. Dribbling around outside. She ends up on the floor, and there's a foul call, as I think they're going to get Burke with this one. That'll be her third, if it is on Burke.
Foul on Burlington, number 3.
Nope, they got Dockman with that one. That's her second.
That's her second. Team third.
1:26 to play, third quarter. Trojans leading by 11, 29-18 over the Burlington Wildcats as Oran to inbound from the baseline. Gets it in up top to Adolph. Back into the corner to Oran. Back up to Jiraiya. Dribbling around, has it poked away, but Erica Boatman there to collect the loose ball. Boatman kicks out to Kester at the three-point line. Maddie's shot on the way off the mark. Rebound Keller. Back out to Oran. Carson's fouled on the outside, and it's going to be Dockman again. That's 3 on Dockman.
Fouls on Burlington, number 3, Carly Johnson.
That's the 4th team foul on Burlington, so one more to give before it turns into a a free throw shooting exercise. Minute 7 left to play, third quarter. Trojans leading by 11, 29-18. Adolph the inbound, gets it into Oran in the backcourt. She's picked up by J.C. Belcher. Oran again knocked down. There's another foul, and they whistle this one against Hattie Bergio.
Fouls on Burlington, number 25, J.C. Belcher. That's her second. Team fifth. 2 on for Girard, number 22.
Oh, they got J.C. Belcher with that one. That's her second. And it will send Oran to the line to shoot 2. And Oran has really been kind of a mismatch tonight for Burlington. First shot rattles out. Oops. We're still in the third quarter, Josh. Second shot rattles out as well. So Oran comes up empty that time. Trojans still sitting on an 11-point lead. The clock should be running. Why is the clock not running? The clock is not running. The clock is not running. There's like 15 seconds of basketball there without the clock running. I think by this point, so they'll put the clock at 50 seconds, and then Burlington will inbound from in front of their own bench. They'll get it into Splector in the backcourt. She works off a moving screen. She'll give it off to Belcher. Over to Burke. Back out to Belcher. She'll pull the trigger on a 3 off the mark. Rebound Medlock. Her shot no good. Rebound comes down to Maddie Kester. And Oran will handle it up the floor for Girard. Now Boatman with it out beyond the three-point line. Gives it up to Jiraiya Adolph. Over to Kester. Down low to Boatman. She's fouled. And she's whistled for a travel. All right, Trojans turn it over. 11 seconds left. Trojans leading by 11. Not a lot of scoring. A whole lot of contact in this one. Now, I imagine this is what basketball was like in 1938. Medlock's shot no good. Rebound comes down to Boatman. That's going to do it for the third quarter. Trojans lead it by 11. 29-18. We'll probably not take a break. We'll keep it right here. Having some technical difficulty, and every time I try to go to a break, everything kind of freezes up and it takes forever. So I'm just not going to do it. And we'll stay right here. As you can see, the Trojans are not playing Fredonia. They're playing the Burlington Wildcats. And it's a good exercise in not believing what you see on the internet. Trojans lead it after 3, 29-18 over the Burlington Wildcats. Girard student section getting fired up down there on the far end. I kind of see him from here.
Basketball fans, one more quarter to play.
One more quarter. The Trojans can hold on. They'll punch their ticket to Hutchinson for the Kansas Class 3A State Championship Tournament. Both teams getting ready to break the huddle, start this fourth quarter, and again, we've experienced so much technical difficulty tonight. I'm hesitant to try and run any breaks right now. I think we're right at the edge of the envelope with this computer's processor right now, so we'll just keep it right here, getting set for this fourth quarter, because the most important thing is the basketball. Splector over to Belcher as Burlington doesn't go very deep into that bench. Splector with it. Back over to Belcher again, trying to go over the top. That pass too high, intended for Burke. And it's out of bounds. Trojan basketball off the turnover. 7:44 to play in the game. Trojans leading by 11 in this seriously low-scoring affair as Dry Adolph pulls the trigger on a three. Can't get it to fall. And they're going to say last touch by Girard. That one right in front of me. Yeah, it'll be Burlington ball. Trojans still hanging on to an 11-point lead, 7.5 to play. Splector handling, trying to give it up to Medlock. It's tipped out of bounds by Kennedy Keller, denying the pass. And it will stay with Burlington, 7:22 to play. Back to Splector. She gives it up to Bergio. Now back to Splector, driving in right into the chest of Boatman, who was moving her feet, so she's going to be whistled with the blocking foul. And it will send Splector to the line to shoot two. And if you're the Trojans, you got to watch out for that. They're probably just going to try and drive right into your chest this entire fourth quarter. And you got to have a response for that. That's 3 on Boatman as Splector hits the first free throw. Second shot on the way from Splector, no good. Rebound, Kester. And that run right into their chest theory only works if you're making your free throws. Kennedy Keller with it. Over to Carson O'Rand. Gives it up to Maddie Kester. Over to Boatman, over to Adolph. It's poked away. It'll stay with the Trojans. Adolph to inbound from the near side. O'Rand will get it in the backcourt. Splector guarding her. Under 7 minutes to play. And there's a reach-in foul going to be called against Splector as she hits the floor, but she initiated the contact and picks up the foul. Adolph to inbound once again here on the near side for the Trojans as O'Rand into the backcourt. Carson working against Splector. Kicks it back out to Boatman. Erica drives baseline. Nobody picks her up. Shot on the way, no good. Rebound, Keller. Her putback, no good. So much contact and no calls as Keller got shoved in the chest trying to put that putback up. Splector comes away with it. Dockman thought about a three, carried the heck out of it, and she's called for it. And that'll turn it back over to the Trojans. 6:23 to play, fourth quarter. Trojans leading by 10, 29-19 over Burlington. Adolph handling up the floor for Girard. Over to O'Rand. She gives it up to Keller. Back to Adolph, around to Kester. Out to O'Rand. Adolph with it. Man, they're just letting a lot of mugging take place out there on the outside tonight, whether you got the ball or not. And there's a foul against Splector, who reached in on Keller and also gave her a forearm shiv to the rib cage. and that's going to draw the whistle, and that's the third on Splector, second team foul on Burlington, and Adolph will inbound from in front of the Trojan bench, gets it into the backcourt to O'Ray, and we're back underway, under 6 minutes to play, Trojans leading by 10. She'll give it up to Maddie Kester, back to Jariah Adolph, guarded by Dockman, now Keller with it, back around to O'Rand, as she's picked up by Bergio. Oh, nice move by O'Rand off the glass and good. And Carson O'Rand has really kind of taken over this game in the second half for the Trojans. She's got 7 points in the second half, 9 points overall. Bergio with it, gives it back up to Splector up top. Bergio gets it back on the wing. She's cut off. Now Medlock with it, being guarded by Keller. And she crosses over on Keller, and Boatman swatting at it, just goes straight up. And she's swatting at it and gets whistled for the foul, and that's going to be the fourth on Erica Boatman. Oh, they have that as her third, so I'll go with that. Third sounds good, better than fourth. As O'Rand gets a little drink over in front of the Trojan bench as Medlock steps to the free throw line. Medlock is 2 for 2 tonight from the line, make that 2 for 3. Medlock hit 1 of 2. Trojans with it now on the offensive end. As Kester with it. Over to O'Rand, who will just slow it down in front of the Trojan bench. She'll give it up to Jariah Adolph. Changes directions. Goes baseline. Collision out there. No foul call. There it is. And Bergio picks the foul up. That's her first, if you believe in that sort of thing. And Trojans will inbound from the near side. That's the third team foul on Burlington. O'Rand with it in the backcourt. Over to Jariah Adolph. Now Keller with it. Back to Adolph. Over to O'Rand. Now Erica Boatman with it at the high post. Back. And it is swinging around the horn. I can't keep up. Keller with it now. And she's fouled by Medlock. And that's Medlock's first foul. And Adolph inbound from the near side. Trojans hanging on to an 11-point lead, 4.5 to play. Timeout on the floor, 30-second timeout. Burlington wants to talk it over. We'll stay right here. And again, we're kind of struggling with the computer tonight. Normally we'd be playing spots here, but not on a 30-second timeout, but you get the idea. We're not doing it tonight because everything's running slow. It's herky-jerky, and so we apologize to our sponsors that we'd normally be playing their spots, but it's really just more important to broadcast this game for the community. So we're going to stay right here and probably won't try to play any spots for the rest of the game because it's more important that we show these girls in the sub-state championship than we try to reinvent the wheel in order to play commercial spots. So we'll stay right here. 4.5 to play, fourth quarter. Trojans leading by 11, 31-20 over the Burlington Wildcats. Adolph to inbound. Dockman right in front of her. She gets it in the backcourt to O'Rand. Carson over to Adolph. Now back to Kennedy Keller. Medlock. What's she got to do to get a foul call? Trojans will inbound from the near side. It was almost like she was intentionally trying to foul. And there it is. Medlock picks up another one. That's her second. Fifth time's a charm. And that's the 15 fouls. Trojans head to the free throw line, and you can tell what the strategy is going to be now for Burlington, and that's to foul, and try and stop the clock. Keller hits the first. I don't know that that's a good strategy against this team, but we'll see. Keller's got 5, trying to make it 6 right here as the Trojans lead it by 12. Keller trying to push it to 13. Off the back iron, tipped around, comes down to Dockman. Now Splector handling it up the floor for Burlington. Gives it up. Now Dockman with it, way up top. Adolph on her. Medlock with it, guarded by Kennedy Keller as Medlock trying to go to work with the dribble, steps into the lane. They're going to whistle Erica Bowman with the foul. Oh, man. Down here, it's incidental contact. Down there, it's foul. And now Medlock to the line to shoot a pair. 3:59 to play, fourth quarter. Trojans leading by 12. Medlock trying to chip away on that right now. First one off the back iron, no good. Sisney into the game. Erica Boatman will sit and get a rest for Girard with her 4 fouls. Medlock's second shot rattles around and in. Man. That one did about everything it could before going down. And here's the full court pressure being applied by Burlington as Adolph inbounds to O'Rand, and she's fouled in the open floor by Medlock. And Mack picking up the fouls quick. That's her third. Well, yeah, okay. O'Rand's first shot is good. Trojan lead back to 12, 33-21 with 3:56 to play. Second shot on the way from O'Rand is good. Carson stepping to the line with ice water in her veins. Trojan lead is now 13 with under 4 minutes to play. Splector with it, guarded by O'Rand. Trying to look down low to Burke, does. Shot off the glass and good over the top of Kester. That's first field goal of the game for Burke. Cuts the Trojan lead to 11. Adolph with it, up to Keller at the top, guarded by Medlock, who now probably has to think about not fouling. Sisney with it, gives it up to Keller. Kennedy will put it on the floor, dribbles through traffic. She's fouled in the lane, and they're going to whistle this one on Bergio, and that's her second. And that'll send Kennedy Keller to the line to shoot a pair.
That's her second. To the line for Girard, it's going to be number 12, Kennedy Keller.
First shot is good for Keller. Kennedy's got 6, trying to make it 7 right here. Second shot off the back iron. Rebound comes down to Burke, and Kester swatting at her was, might as well. Splector with it up top, guarded by O'Rand as we get down around 3 minutes to play. No good as the shot. Back out to Splector. 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes now. That shot blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Burlington as this Trojan defense pretty tough tonight down low against these Wildcats. Again, Trojans playing Burlington, not Fredonia tonight, as our computer is experiencing behavioral issues. Splector set to inbound from the baseline. Gets it in. Quick three from her. Off the back iron. No good. Rebound. Maddie Kester. And it's out of bounds off of Burlington. Kennedy Keller came down with that rebound and threw it off a Burlington defender out of bounds. It'll stay. It'll be Trojan basketball as they're going to have to break a full court press. O'Rand with it. Carson dribbling out of trouble, and she's going to be fouled by... That's Bergio. That's her third. And it will send O'Rand to the line to shoot 2. Oh, she just ripped that compression leg thing that she wears with the knee pads in them. And all these Trojan girls ought to wear pads, especially in this game tonight. Shoulder pad, helmet. As O'Rand hit the first. Second one in and out. Trojan lead back to 13 as Splector bringing it up the floor. 2:35 to play in the game. Trojans leading by 13. Medlock with it up top. And she throws. I'm going to say a Trojan touched it. And it may have been the case. It'll stay with Burlington. They'll inbound from right in front of their own bench. Bergio to throw it in for the Wildcats. She gets it into Splector. Pulls up for a little 15-footer. Way too much. To Buku. And it comes back out to the Wildcats as Splector down the lane. She gets shoved off the glass and good. And she'll get the continuation. And she'll head to the line. That's exactly what you need if you're Burlington. That's the first field goal of the game for Splector. She's got 3 points tonight. Cuts the lead to 11. And Splector trying to cut it to 10 right here with 2:17 to play in the game. Trojans leading at 36-25 over the Burlington Wildcats. The winner going to Hutch for the Kansas Class 3A State Championship Tournament. And Splector hits the free throw. Trojan lead down to 10. They lead at 36-26, 2:17 to play. Substitution in the game for Girard as Erica Boatman comes back in with 4 fouls, replacing Marley Sisney. Dry Adolph to inbound it from the baseline. Gets it in to Maddie Kester on the far side. And Kester walked with it. And really watching the traveling tonight, not so much the contact.
Number 3, Harley Gottman.
Bergio to inbound from in front of the Burlington bench once again. 2:13 to play. Trojans leading by 10. Splector with it. Her pass deflected and stolen by Kennedy Keller. Out Medlock after her, and she fouls from behind. And there's a technical on Medlock as she shoved Carson O'Ran to the ground, and then Kennedy Keller's so fired up, she almost threw Carson O'Ran to the ground. Carson's getting thrown around like a rag doll out there. And there should be 2 free throws for the foul and then 2 for the technical, and the Trojans should get the ball back. There's a shooting foul and then the technical. So there should be 2 free throws, then 2 more free throws. Then the Trojans should get the ball back. Let's make sure they sort this out properly here as we're all watching it go down live here, 320 of us. And me, and everybody in this gym. So Kennedy Keller will shoot 2, and then it should be that Carson O'Rand will shoot 2, and then the Trojans should get the ball back off of the technical. So 2:06 to play. Trojans leading by 10. Kennedy Keller looking to add to that right here. First one no good off the back iron. Free throws are hard enough to make it a big game. Technical free throws, when you're literally standing there all alone, those are pretty tough as Kennedy goes 1 of 2 for the technical, and now Carson, or for the shooting foul, and now Carson O'Ran will step to the line to shoot the technical. O'Ran, first one's in and out. Don't beat yourself up, Carson. Spin the knees, get the next one. Trojans up by 11. And she misses them both, and it'll be Trojan basketball. Whew, well, would have liked to come away with more than 1 made free throw out of 4 there if you're Girard. But they still lead it by 11 with 2:06 to play. Shake that one off and get back to playing basketball. Or whatever this is. O'Rand with it in the backcourt. Crosses over. And she's going to be whistled for a carry. She broke somebody's ankles, got whistled for a carry. And 30-second timeout, Burlington. 2:03 to play. Trojans by 11. We'll stay right here because we can't go anywhere else. Sorry, I'm just laughing off camera. Winner of this one goes to Hutchison for the Kansas Class 3A State Championship. Trojans trying to hold on for another 2 minutes, 3 seconds. They got an 11-point lead over the Burlington Wildcats. Trojan student section down there getting fired up. They've been in it all night. As these girls trying to earn a state tournament trip. Free throws are going to be big coming down the stretch as Burlington has not been shy about fouling. They started with the fouling with about 3 minutes left in the game. Bergio gets it into Splector, working off the dribble against Orange. Her pass out to Dockman. Now Dockman puts it on the floor into the corner. Back out. Dockman gets it back. Three-pointer on the way, off the mark. Rebound comes down to Burlington, but he stepped on the end line, did Bergio. And that will give it back to Girard. Minute 43 to play. Trojans by 11 as Burlington staying with the full court press. They'll get it into Maddie Kester. Kester over to to Keller. Now to Orand, working against Dockman. Carson dribbling out of traffic. Down to a minute and a half. Over to Adolph. Now Keller with it. Down low for Orand. She's fouled. The shot no good, but Carson will head to the line to shoot a pair. She came up empty on 2 technical free throws just moments ago. Trojans trying to build on this 11-point lead with a minute 25 to play. Trying to punch their ticket to Hutch.
Fouls on Burlington, number 3, Carly Dockman.
That's Dockman's 4th.
And to the line for Girard, it's going to be number 22, Carson Oran.
Oran's first shot short off the front iron. Carson's kind of gone cold from the free throw line here in this fourth quarter. And it's going to keep things tense for Girard. Second one rattles off, no good. Rebound, Kester, her shot, her putback no good, and then it's stripped away from her. And now Splector with it going the other way for Burlington. A minute 15 to play. Splector kicks it over to Dockman, and it's saved inbounds to Splector, who picks it up. She'll bring it back into the half court for Burlington. Into the lane, Splector from the free throw line. Her shot is good. That's Splector, not Dockman. Trojan lead is 9, under a minute. Adolph working against Splector. Jiraiya dribbling around. Gives it up to Oran. She's fouled. And that's J.C. Belcher with that one. That's her 3rd. And Oran back to the line. Got to make some free throws here, Carson. 43.2. Trojans leading by 9. As that possession did eat up quite a bit of time off the clock. And that's really what the Trojans are trying to do, is burn time as Oran hits the first. And she's shot. This will be her 12th free throw attempt of this fourth quarter. That one rattles off. The rebound tracked down by Maddie Kester. That's a big rebound for the Trojans. It allows them to burn a little more time as Keller, working against Splector, gives it up to Kester. Off the glass, good, and the foul. And the foul's on Dockman. That's her 4th, or her 5th. And so Carly Dockman, the outside shooting threat for Burlington, has fouled out of the ball game with 33 seconds left to play. And Dockman leaves the game with 6 points. That'll bring in Brinley Belcher for the first time tonight. The shot is good for Maddie Kester. Nine points for Kester. Splector kicks it over into the corner. Shot on the way is good for 3 for J.C. Belcher. So there's 2 Belchers in the game right now, so you're going to have to bear with me. I'll do my best. Get it ahead to Erica Boatman. Boatman near the logo, kicks it over to Jiraiya Adolph. Under 10 seconds, and the Trojans are going to Hutch as Burlington calls off the Dogs. The Girard Trojans win this one by 10, 41-31 in what was more of a barroom brawl than a basketball game, and they come out with the win And they're going to head to Hutch to the Kansas Class 3A State Championship Tournament. Now team's going to shake hands. And normally we go to break before the Eastside Cafe postgame show. Instead, we're going to keep it right here just to be safe. Yeah, hard fought is no doubt the good assessment of this one. Mr. Mayor, how you doing? Trojans win it by 10, 41-31 over the Burlington Wildcats. They're going to head to state. Frontenac Raiders getting ready to take the floor right now to take on Neodesha, and they could also earn a trip to state. So I don't know how often this has happened in the history of the CNC that you have two CNC League teams go into this, or with an opportunity to go to the state tournament without having to knock each other out. So the Girard Trojans pick up their sub-state championship trophy, and it's going to be a celebratory bus ride back up K7 tonight to Girard as the Trojans are headed to Hutchinson. And it's team photo time with the trophy for Girard. And again, we're going to fire up the Eastside Cafe post-game show without going to any breaks right now because I don't trust it. So this post-game show brought to you by Eastside Cafe, where you can experience the best breakfast in all of Crawford County 6 days a week at 120 South Ozark Street in Girard, proud supporters of Trojan Athletics. All right, I think we can talk some player of the game action right now, and it's pretty obvious who the mismatch was tonight for the Trojans. I think we're going to have to give the player of the game award to Carson O'Rand, who was a spark plug tonight for the Trojans all over the floor. Our player of the game brought to you by Evans Motors. Get the keys to your next ride with a stop at Evans Motors. Nate and Eddie have decades of experience getting folks into the right car, truck, van, or SUV that's right for them and their family. Stop by and see them at the intersection of highways 69 and 400 just south of Pittsburgh. Or see the full selection online at evansmotors.net. Big game tonight, big win for the Girard Trojans. And there's family out on the floor, and they're going to have to get this taken care of and get everybody off of there so that Neodesha and Frontenac can get out there and start warming up, because there's another game going on. Frontenac people are like, get all these Girard folks off the court. But it looks like most of the town of Girard made it to this game tonight. And we certainly thank those of you who couldn't make it for joining in with us on Girard Sports Live. It's been a pleasure bringing you these games all year. And this is a pretty special girls basketball team you guys got this year. And it's good to see them get celebrated a little bit here with this sub-state championship title. And they'll get to extend their season a little bit longer as they head to the state tournament in Hutch. Trojan boys in action tomorrow night. That game will tip off at 7 against the undefeated Galena Bulldogs. And, Galena's had a great season. They're undefeated at this point. You give them their props for that, as they have a very good team and probably the best player in the area in Jack Perry. But the Trojans are gelling together at the right time in the season. It's hard to beat somebody 3 times in a year. And Galena hasn't really been blowing anybody's doors off of late. I think Frontenac had a shot at them, had it down to 5 late in that ball game before Galena was able to pull away and win that one to make it to the championship game of this sub-state tournament. But don't rule those Trojan boys out. And certainly don't rule out Coach Rod Westcott, as Jess Murphy would say, in Rod we trust. And he's really gotten the most out of these boys down the stretch this year. They looked really good against Fredonia in that triple overtime game, and hopefully they've had enough time to recover, drink chocolate milk, and done all the things you're supposed to do to recover from a game like that. And they'll be ready to go against Galena tomorrow night. Carson Cobb's going to have the call for you on that one. I've got a super important swim meet I got to make in Kansas City this weekend, so Carson will have that game for you on Girard Sports Live tomorrow night. Pregame 6:30 tip-off 7 o'clock from here in Columbus. The Trojan boys will take on the Galena Bulldogs in the boys' side of this Kansas Class 3A Sub-State Championship. And I can see down below me Coach Herlocker trying to weave his way through the crowd and make it up here, as he always does for the post-game coach interview. I got to figure out what happened to that headset. Man. Yeah, there we go.
So we can have the other teams warm up for game number 2.
The rule of chords is that if it can get tangled, it will get tangled. That's the first rule of chords. For those of you not familiar with the book of chords, that's verse 1 or chapter 1, verse 3, I think. But Trojans girls with a fantastic win here tonight. A rough and tumble game, a rock'em sock'em sort of basketball game against Burlington. But, you know, if you're going to let them be physical and you let it go both ways, then so be it. And that was kind of the game we had tonight. And it was fair both ways. Both teams struggled shooting the ball from the outside. But the Trojans, you're going to have a hard time finding a girls' team that's going to out-tough these Trojan girls. And Burlington certainly gave it a run tonight and came up 10 points short as the Trojans win this one, going away. All right, if you hear long pregnant pauses, it's because I'm trying to do math. Trojans with a big win tonight earned themselves a trip to Hutchinson for the state championship tournament next week. And they held the Burlington Wildcats to 31 points tonight. And right now we're joined by Trojan head coach Brad Herlocker. And pardon me, Coach, I had to take my shoes off so I could do some math. And congratulations, what a win, a rough and tumble, up and down game for your girls. And I just said earlier that if some team wants to come out and try and out-tough the Girard Trojans, good luck with that.
Yeah, you know, we've been on a tear defensively. You know, since the first time we played Colgan, we've been just on an absolute tear defensively. You know, hold them to 7, I think, in the first half. And, you know, I think 7 of the 10 games we've been 26 points or less. And so, you know, it all starts with our defense. It has all year long. These kids buy into whatever scheme we have planned and run it to perfection. And, you know, we stayed with one thing a little too long and gave a couple, couple open shots we shouldn't have. That's on me. But, hey, you know, the kids, I could not be more proud of them. They just are so, at this point, resilient. And, you know, they've worked as hard as any group that I've ever had. And it's showing. And it's showing, you know, not only in the shots they're making, but it's showing in a confidence, a poise that these kids have, just naturally knowing that, hey, I've put in the time. I deserve this, you know, and all the glory be to God with this, you know. Just so proud of these kids.
Yeah, and it seems like every night, you know, you talk about a total team effort, and that doesn't just mean everybody scores at the same rate. It's different people step up at different times. And tonight it seemed like Carson O'Ran figured out, hey, I'm kind of a mismatch for these guys.
Yeah.
And she started going to the bucket and just being a general pest out there.
Yeah.
And was pretty darn good from the free throw line in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And just really kind of decided, hey, they're having a hard time dealing with me. I'm going to go be a bigger problem.
Well, you know, Erica and Maddie, and they did their job because they're getting shaded all the time. And, you know, what can I say about Erica in that first half with what she did, you know, overall, just, kind of carried us a little bit there. We got the ball into her, and she got to the rim a bunch, and then kicked it back out for a couple shots as well. And then, yeah, Carson O'Ran, you know, just a sophomore, but, you know, again, and I hate to keep belaboring the point, but in these last 10 games, none of them have been sophomores. They've had that poise, that confidence about them. You know, I don't know what 0 and 22. Both of them scored about 300 points this year. And we held them to, what, 5?
6 and 2.
6-2 on 22?
Yeah, 1 on 22.
So
7
22s
points.
are leading scorer on the team, Kennedy Keller, just, her new nickname might be the Eraser.
Right.
Just erasing the other team's best player. And, of course, Carson had a good offensive, but she had a great defensive as well on number 0. Those were their 2 key people. We made other people beat us, and it didn't happen tonight. So just could not be more pleased with the total team effort. I can point to everybody that played and something that they did, and really everybody on our team. We've been having great practices, and great practices don't happen without those secondary players being willing to lay it all out there for us and give us a good look.
And, Kennedy Keller and Marley Sisney last year, I talked to you about how they were just a spark when they'd come in the game and provide a little bit of energy. And this year they've shifted over into that a little bit more of a leadership and a regular role-playing position, and they've just picked up right where they left off. I mean, they've really impressive the way that they've matured as players throughout the season. Well, Coach.
Can't say enough about, really the whole group. Mm-hmm. It takes a group effort, and, this team, I'm going to brag on them for a second. Only the 5th team in school history, Lady Trojan history at least, to get to 20 wins, and only the 3rd group, to win back-to-back sub-state championships. So they're now, they've created a legacy for themselves, but it's like I told them in the locker room, we're not done yet. We got a lot more that we want to accomplish, and like I said, just a dream come true. You hope for these kids that once in their career they get the opportunity to go out to state, and Girard's such a special place. They make our kids feel very special, and I want to thank all the sponsors and thank you for what you do.
Well, I don't do much, man. But what's your itinerary for the next week? You guys getting ready to head to Hutch, so what's it look like? I know you got a few practices between now and then.
So we try to get into a college, and Pitt State's always been a partner with us good.
A bigger arena.
They've actually come over to our place when theirs was out of commission before, and we obviously always honor that. They always honor us and get us a good, we want to get at least one on a larger court. We try to do that the first night out. Since it's a Wednesday go, it's a pretty quick turnaround. But, I've never won a sub-state championship on a Friday night. It's always been on that Saturday. So we kind of have an extra day built in here with what we're doing. And so, you just got to keep doing what you're doing. What got you here? A lot of it depends on the matchups and the teams we play. But the kids have been executing whatever game plan, and we'll go out Wednesday and just, leave it all out there.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations on the win, and at least this one didn't go to triple overtime. That's all I can say.
I asked. We have a group chat with the scores, and I asked the group chat if there are any hotels in Fredonia. I thought at some point you might just pause the game and everybody go, and then continuation in the morning or something.
Heck, I would have settled for a bathroom break, but no hotel room, and we could stay out at the Bacani Plaza out there. All right, Coach. Well, congratulations on the win, and we'll see you coming up in Hutch next week. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's head coach Brad Herlocker, the Girard Trojans. The girls get a big win here tonight in this sub-state championship game over the Burlington Wildcats. They win it 41-31, and the Trojans going to head to state in Hutch for the 2nd year in a row. And these Trojan girls, better watch out for them when they get out there, because they frustrate people, and we saw that tonight against these Burlington Wildcats down the stretch, even drawing a technical frustration foul towards the end of the game. And that's what they've done to people all year. Let's hope they keep it up next week in Hutch. Normally, this is the part where I'd step away for a break, but we're going to stay right here for continuity's sake. Let's take a look at some of these scoring totals for the game. First for Burlington, they're led in scoring by Carly Dockman and Alexis Splector. And they both had 6 points, got them in very different ways. Dockman got her points on 2 3-point buckets in the 3rd quarter. And then Splector, all 6 of her points came in the 4th quarter in crunch time, trying to erase that Trojan lead. She tried to do everything she could, but the Trojans held on for the win. She finishes with 6 points on 2 field goals and 2 for 3 from the free throw line. And next up for Burlington was Grace Burke and J.C. Belcher had 3 points each. Hattie Bergio had a bucket. And Mac Medlock, their leading scorer, finishes the night with 4 points, field goal, and 2 for 4 from the free throw line. For the Trojans, they're led in scoring by Carson Oran. She finished the game with 14 points. Maddie Kester had 9. Kennedy Keller with 7. Erica Boatman finished with 6 as she got in a bit of foul trouble. And then Jariah Adolph and Marley Sisney with a bucket each to round out the scoring for Girard. Trojans headed to state. And we certainly want to thank all of our sponsors. Even though we didn't get you guys tonight, we could not do this without you. I said it earlier. And we certainly appreciate all of the support we get from the Girard community, the business community, the organizations around town. Everybody kind of chips in to make this a special presentation, both for the teams, for us on the broadcast crew, and we couldn't do it without you. We certainly appreciate you, even though tonight we encountered some technical difficulties. Just know that you are loved. All right, so for Carson Cobb, I'm Josh Lettner saying thanks for joining us from here in Columbus. The Trojans are headed to state. Boys, back in action tomorrow night. Tip-offs at 7 o'clock, pregame 6:30. Carson will have that game for you here on Girard Sports Live. And Trojans, after a triple overtime win over Fredonia, will take on the undefeated Galena Bulldogs. And it's likely to be a battle here in Columbus tomorrow night. So make sure if you can't make it down here to the land of the Fighting Titans, that you certainly tune in here on Girard Sports Live. But I think that's going to do it for us tonight. So for Carson Cobb, I'm Josh Lettner saying thanks for joining us. You've been watching Trojan Basketball on Girard Sports Live.